Alright, here is the video review for the Iron Factory IF-EX02 turrets and manacle set. Turrets, of course, being 6-gun, manacle being slammer. And they're designed to work with Generations Metroplex and other standard Generations figures. They've got the 5mm pegs all over them, and they're compatible. They come with these little, like, I guess you can call them hover tanks or little, like, flying weapon drones, or maybe not flying, but they have a peg on the bottom. You can plug them to various points on Generations Metroplex. Again, you can have any standard Generations character hold them, or any of the characters they've been doing with the 5mm pegs, which has been the standard for quite a while now. To have the giant gun, you can plug them onto shoulders. You can give them, like, even these guys can interact with them. You can plug them in. There's all sorts of attachment points on them. You want to plug this into his back, you can give him kind of a jetpack. Whatever you want to do. And then these drones themselves actually break down into smaller pieces. So there's a couple of missile launchers. Pull this off, you've got a little shield. Pull these apart, and you've got a couple of shotguns or rifles, and then smaller pistols that can be used. Again, all of them compatible. You can stick them anywhere on the regular figures. So if you wanted to put, missile launchers here on turrets' legs, you could do that. And personally, I kind of dig the look of him with the turrets down on his legs. But lots of different ways to use them, and you get 2 of them, both of which are identical. It's the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts in each one. So that's the drones. On to the figures themselves. Now, Manacle has when you get him in the package, he has the turret bits, the rifle and the shield attached back here. Basically, they're attached on his back like this, and the shield goes over that to form the turret for the tank. You can leave it back here. If you want to use some of these other weapons with him in robot mode, you can. You can leave the turret on the back. If you don't like the turret sticking off the top, you can angle it. It spins. It also has a hinge right here. You can fold that down so you don't even see the tank turret in robot mode. It sticks out a little bit, but folds up pretty nicely. So you've got a lot of options here with how you display them. And then 6-gun turrets does not come with the, I guess, manacle. Turrets does not come with these attached. These are packaged separately, but these are his shoulder guns, which plug just into his arms. Again, they can also be handheld weapons for him or Manacle or any other 5mm port compatible figure. So they're pretty cool. Now I bought these. Like I said, these are designed to work. Their color scheme matches with, and they're designed to work with Generations Metroplex, Generations figures, all of that. I mostly got these guys to display with this dude right here. And while the reds don't quite match, the tips of turrets' things match the guns, but he's a little brighter than the rest of them. But here's Make Toys Utopia. He came in today. Got a squeaky chair here. There will be a review for him coming. It is probably not going to be tonight. I still even haven't transformed him yet because he's just in his robot mode. He's very action figure-y. He's very easy to play with. And so I've just been kind of enjoying him and his massiveness. I'm going to take a few days to get used to his size. Also, I couldn't bring him and all this and Metroplex and Fort Max and all the other big guys that I want to compare him with, Genesis and all that. So, that was just too much of a load with all the other stuff I've got here to shoot tonight. So there will be a Utopia video coming once I get familiar with the transformation and find a way to get all of the guys I wish to compare him with here and figure out exactly how far away I'm going to need to shoot him from to fit all of his transformations and all that. But again, it is coming. It may be a few days, so just be aware of that. So anyway, here's these guys, and on top of all of the fun little figure functionality. Like I said, he's got the tank turret back here. You want to go ahead and pull that off to transform him, and you just lift his chest piece up. Now, the instructions show folding these in first and then folding the whole piece down. I have found that it is a little easy to pop his shoulders off. The plastic quality on these guys, if I digress for just a second, is good. It doesn't feel quite as... I've been struggling to find the right word for it, and I guess defined, or refined, maybe. It doesn't feel quite as refined as the stuff on the smaller DX9 War and Pocket figures, but it is a nice sturdy plastic. I don't feel that they're going to break, because it just has a stiffness to it, I guess, that I was for some reason I was expecting a something along the lines of DX9's plastic. And it's a little, I don't want to use the word brittle because that implies fragility, and I don't feel that these are in any way going to break or snap on you. There's just kind of a like I said, a stiffness to it. It's hard to explain without having it in hand. But again, like I said, it just feels different than I expected. It's not bad plastic. It feels very good. These guys feel really solid. But like I said, it is easy to pop that shoulder off the ball joint if you try to pull this whole thing down like this. So I usually leave this out a little bit to the side, fold this under. You want to rotate his waist around. So you kind of fold this under and then rotate this up. You can see there's a little notch there that's going to peg that together. But white is really getting blown out here. I'm trying to think of how I can reduce some of the lights in here without completely dimming this whole place. But so you fold that down, get that down. The legs tab together. So tab those together, flip his feet in, which kind of have some tread detailing on them, which is nice. And then these just fold up to form that. And then turret goes back on. You basically just have to get that turret off to rotate the waist. And you can do it without pulling it all the way off. It's just easier that way. And there is his tank mode. And again, when you've got him in tank mode, you've got 2 ports here on top, 2 ports here on each side. So you can plug in, if you want to give him a couple of pistols, you can plug in some missile launchers on the side of his tank mode. You can really armor him up, or arm whatever. Plug in the rifles on the side. Plug in the little small pistols on top here. You can give them, where's that? Oh, that's just the one small pistol. You can pull the other small pistol off. But yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff with these depending on how you want to do it. But there's MANACLE, aka Slammer, in his little tank mode. He is too big. I found all of these little Generations dudes are a little too big to fit in Utopia, but he will fit in Metroplex, Generations Metroplex just fine. There's also a little tab here. If you pull this out beforehand, you can plug him in to Generations Metroplex ramp area using this little post right here. You can kind of plug him in so he sits locked in place if you want. Also, I forgot to do a little size comparison, but just to give you an idea, there they are with Scamper from Generations Metroplex, just to get an idea about how big these guys are. If you really want some old school comparison, legs down here. There's oh, come on, you can lock. I know you were just standing just fine. There he is with G1 Bumblebee. He's here for an entirely different review. But yeah. Now, 6-gun or turrets separates. You pull the shoulder cannons off, and then right here at the waist, you separate. You just push the red part forward. It just kind of clips in there onto the front. Slide that out, and in his upper body, turn his head around. Flip this down, and then these panels, you can see there's a couple tabs here, a couple slots here. Fold these up, snap them together, kind of squeeze right here to get the shoulders lined up properly, otherwise there'll be a little bit of a gap. But yeah, just plug these guys together. Come on, what's your problem? There we go. Push down top, and there's one gun. You can again, he's got a peg under here. You can use him as a larger gun. You can mount him again using the 5mm peg. Mount him onto Metroplex in various modes. You can have any of your Generations characters hold him. Scamper can even hold him if you wish. You can have MANACLE hold him as well. You can plug him onto the top of MANACLE if you really want to get ludicrous about it. And then his legs, you fold up. Again, they tab together. There's a little tab here that locks together. And then this little piece, this section right here, you can see there's a groove right up in here. You rotate these up, and that groove just kind of goes right down there. Oh, before you do that, you need to flip this piece out. A little handle here in the waist. And then this piece will fold up, and this piece right here goes right up into that groove. There you go, just like that. There's the peg. So just push that up into place. And then these 2 guns plug in right here onto the... You have to use them with this handle up, because otherwise it'll... I mean, you can do it like this too, but it might interfere with attaching it in some places, and you can't push them all the way in because of this detail right here. But if you lift this up, they fold right flat up. And he basically turns into 2 handguns. Again, you can mount them as artillery cannons on Metroplex, use them wherever you want. You can have other characters hold them, but he's kind of little. It's kind of a cool little dual gun setup. So between that and Slammer and all the little pieces of these gun drones, you can really gear up a lot of your figures, as well as they just display really well. And get some shade on that so you can see the detail. They display really well with larger figures. Like these look great with Generations Metroplex. Like I said, I got them to display with Utopia, and I think they look good there too as well. But yeah, it's a good little set from Iron Factory, the EX02 Weapon Defense Squad Turrets and Manacle.